Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a solo playthrough of Kinfire Delve. This is from the same team that did Kinfire Chronicles, but this is a 1 to 2 player, and when they release more, 3 to 4 player cooperative little dungeon delve, card-based and dice-based game. And disclaimer that I got a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. We've got over 50 of them. You can also listen to our podcast for more reviews and discussions, or come and say hi on our Discord. So Kinfire Delve is a bit of a survival game. You're supposed to be digging deeper and deeper into a dungeon until you finally reach the boss. In this version, it's Vainglory, and you've got 3 different versions of them that you randomly choose from, put face down so you don't know which one you'll be facing. And then you'll have 4 cards potentially confront on your turn. Most of them will be challenges with a value in the upper left. You'll pick one to face, and then you can play 1 card from your hand for its main value and its ability, as long as the colors match, so only a red one for this, or white, which is wild. And then additionally, you can boost with the bottom values only, again, if the colors match, with up to 2 more cards. In solo, you're boosting yourself. In cooperative play, only the other players can boost you. And then finally, you roll these dice. 3 of them have each of the 3 colors, green, blue, and red, with 2 faces, so 1/3 chance of matching there. And the final die has white and black faces, 50% of each. So you're going to average around 1 to 2 bonus effort. And you put it on the card. If you reach or exceed their difficulty, then you get whatever the bonus is. If you fail, you get whatever the negative is. But with most cards, your progress, these tokens will stay there and it'll be easier to beat next time. And the main reward you're looking for is this one with a number and arrows going down, because that's going to have you discard some cards off the top of the deck. And you have to go through the entire deck to actually reach the boss. When you reach her, you'll also face her little bodyguard mini-boss characters. And if you can defeat her, you win. You lose if the party's health ever runs out. It starts at 10 on normal difficulty, 8 on hard difficulty, and even with more players, you all share the same health pool. You can also lose from getting too many of these exhausted cards. You can take one of these at the start of your turn, and it'll affect the entire party, but it lets you draw back up to your max hand size, which in solo is 8. So as your cards run out, you don't draw normally. You need to take these exhaustion to actually get stuff back. And those are the core details of the gameplay. The set comes with 2 characters, Core, who's a tank, can prevent damage from enemies, and Asha of Brillbrook, that's really hard to say, Brillbrook, that I'll be controlling. She gets to add extra progress to challenges that already have progress on them, so she can build on success well. And they each have, as you can see, their own unique deck. They also each have a lantern, which is a card you can flip up and flip down. That's super powerful, so you want to get that whenever you can. On a quick note, you're supposed to, by the rulebook, put the cards kind of in orthogonal directions around the boss, but it doesn't really matter because they don't ever, that I've seen, pay attention to where other cards are. So I'm going to have them like this just for filming, and we'll go from there. So looking at our first options, we've got a whole bunch of traps. You'll see the trap keyword in the upper right, which can matter because Asha has some cards that interact with traps specifically. Mainly this one here, Search for Traps, which is a 2 blue-green. And then after I do the action, I get to add 1 progress to all traps, which will then trigger Asha's power, so lots of good stuff there. Looking at our cards, we've got a Cup of Fools. It only has 4 difficulty. If I beat it, I'll get to delve downwards for 6 cards, which is ridiculous. But there's a special effect if you fail, which is why I won't be doing this one. When attempting this challenge, if you roll the black side of the die, you fail automatically. And if you fail, this challenge gets discarded, and your health goes from 10 to 1. So I might take the chance for this one if I was already super hurt, but it seems foolish to do so right now. Then I've got Beloved Voice, which is an 8 difficulty, blue. If I beat it, I'll delve 3 down. If I lose to it, I'll ascend upward, which means taking a card out of the delved pile and back onto the deck, slowing my winning. And if I fail, I remove 1 progress from every challenge, including that one, kind of the opposite of what I want to do. The Prison Mirror, if I beat that, will get me 3 more cards, which is pretty great. But it says progress may not be put on this challenge. It must be completed all at once, which actively goes against my Search for Trap card, actively goes against my character's ability, so that's not great. And then finally, Jeweled Spires. If I beat that, I get to delve 3, and I get to flip over my lantern. Ooh, I love that. And it's only 1 damage each time you fail, so that seems like where I want to start, I think. And I do think I'll start out with Search for Traps, why not? So that's my main value, giving me 2 versus 10. And then I do have several cards I could use for boosts. The Scorpion Strike is a +2 for only green, which would be pretty darn good. But you don't get these special text powers, in this case, after this action, draw 2 cards, unless you use it for its main value, so I don't think I want to do that. In fact, since the failure penalty is only a single damage here, I think I might just use Search for Traps by itself and hope to roll well and start off that way. So I roll all the dice. I'm hoping for the white, which is wild, and then as many of these diamond-shaped greens as I can get. Let's see how we do. Oh, that was amazing. So 2 plus 1, 2, 3. I got 5 out of 10 already. But because I did not beat it outright, I'm going to suffer the penalty, which is taking our life down to 9. Now, you do have some cards that do things when you fail, and the one I think I'm going to use now is Survivor. Discard after failing a challenge to either flip your lantern, that's that symbol, or get rid of an exhaustion card, those ones you gain when you draw. I sort of want to wait until I have exhaustion, because this gives me like an entire draw of 8 more cards, which is better than my lantern. But my lantern's actually super good right now with that Cup of Fools I don't want to do anyway. Because look, it's a 5 wild, but additionally, after this action, I can discard up to 2 other challenges. Just get rid of them so they stop bothering me. So, yeah, I'm going to discard Survivor to flip my lantern. Oh, and that's right, I get a progress on each trap, except the prison mirror, which cannot have progress put on it. And you know, I don't love either of these, so let's just go right for it. I'm going to use my Eclipse, and I'm going to go against the Beloved Voice. We'll get back to the Jeweled Spire in a second. Now, before I do this challenge, I got to show you Asha's ongoing ability, Opportunist. Whenever she attempts a challenge with at least 1 progress, I get to add 1 additional progress for free. Which means my Beloved Voice now has 2 progress on beating it. By the way, I won't be reading it, but besides the great art in the game, they have fun kind of flavor text. Jerome, is that you? Who are you talking to, Asha? So it's like this is a trap where I'm hearing some loved one trying to distract me. But anyway, I've got 2 plus 5, so I only need 1 from my roll to avoid suffering all the negatives here, which I hope I'm going to get. See, I need a single blue or that white. Let's see how we do. Okay, cool. I did better than average. Again, the average is like 1.5 bonus successes, so you'll usually get 1 or 2, but sometimes 0 and sometimes more. So 5 plus 2 is 7 more, easily enough to equal or exceed the 8. So this is discarded. We get the reward, which is 3 delving, which means, again, that I take 3 cards from the top of the deck I'm trying to go through and put them into a separate little pile. Now, there is a timing thing here I'm not 100% sure about. It says you're supposed to refill the well, that's these challenge cards, to 4 after you complete your action. And then Eclipse also says after you complete your action, you may discard up to 2 other challenges. So the question I have is, do I draw first and then I can choose to discard, or do I choose to discard then I can draw? I'm going to say that since they have the same timing trigger that I get to choose, so I'll go ahead and draw. I've got a Masterpiece, 9 difficulty, 3 delve. If I beat him, only 1 damage if I fail. But he's got a really annoying ability. When I roll, if I get the white result on the die, it's +2 instead of +1, but the black is -1. But I guess he's not as bad as the Prison Mirror that, again, actively nerfs my power because it can't have stuff on it. And I definitely want the Cup of Fools gone because it's such a crapshoot, especially this early. So I will discard both of those using my lantern, which will now flip over. I'll have to earn it back, maybe with the Jeweled Spires. And we get 2 new things, a blue combat with the orchestra and a red combat with a marionette. And the orchestra is extra annoying. It says when another blue challenge enters play, every seeker discards a card. Any effect text that's in bold applies while that card is in play. It's not just while you're challenging it, whereas all these other abilities only apply when you're actually fighting that monster or whatever. So I'd love to attack the orchestra, but I only have 1 white card and 1 blue card, which might be a little tough to beat him with. But yeah, I really don't want to be forced to discard a card by his ability. So let's go ahead and try attacking him with Sneaky Feet first. It says if you fail a challenge, ignore its penalty, which is a bit of a waste on him because he's only got a 1 damage. Remember, I could add more to this, but since I'm ignoring his penalty, it doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, so I only got a single 1 from the white there, no blues. That'll be 3 on him. And then I would take a damage, but Sneaky Feet ignores that. I wonder if I could have used this to ignore the failure of the cup and given myself 2 chances at a 50-50 to be awesome. Well, for now, we won't worry about it. All right, now I'm going to try outside the box. So because I'm attempting the same guy, and he's already got at least 1 progress, I add another 1 for my ability. This is a 2 blue or red. It's +2 versus a puzzle, would have a 4 value, but there aren't any puzzles right now. So I need to get 2 successes right now, which seems unlikely. So I'll just take my chance and hope I get 2 blue. Okay, I need to clearly move this thing out. I only got 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So that means they're at 7 out of 8, and I take a damage. Move down to 8. This is where I would start if I was playing on hard mode. And now all I have left are green and red cards. And here's an important rule. You don't have to play a main card when you try a challenge. But if you don't play a card at first, you can't play anything to boost. So like I couldn't go into this fight and play Unearthly Agility just for its white, unless I also played something else, which currently I can't do because that's a blue card. But you also don't have to play any cards at all. You could just go in and fight. And because of her ability, I'm getting the one I need anyway. So I would still roll the dice, but it doesn't really matter because I've already beaten it. But I did get a single white, but whatever. Okay, so the orchestra is defeated. We don't have to worry about his ability anymore. And we're going to delve for 3 and replace with the Faded Way. Now, this one's interesting. So it has no difficulty. When attempting this challenge, fail it if you roll the black die, which again is a 50-50 chance. Otherwise, complete it. Oh god, if you fail, you get an exhaustion, which again is the equivalent of drawing like up to 8 cards. Oh, and interesting. You delve equal to X, which is the progress on this card. So you could go and like go crazy with red, but if you roll a black, it's all wasted. But if you roll a white, you would get to delve a ton. Yeah, either way, I think that card's a little bit questionable. I'm not sure if I'm brave enough for it. Actually, that one seems like another good use of my lantern to just get rid of some stuff. So maybe I beat the Jeweled Spires, get my lantern, and then use it on something else and try to discard that. So just for that end, I think I'm going to do Unearthly Agility for 3 green. Or do I do Scorpion Strike for 2, but then I can draw 2 cards afterwards? Yeah, because even if I fail again, it's not too big of a deal. Asha's ability gives me +1, so it's going to be 6, 8. So I need 2 to beat it. Could boost with Coup de Grace, but this one's great. It's +3 if I'm attempting a challenge with at least 2 progress on it, so it's a 6. Unearthly Agility is, +3 versus an obstacle, which is what the Jeweled Spires are. But it's a 3 green, which is really good, although I don't have any other greens right now. So actually, yeah, I'm about to draw some more. Maybe it's okay. I don't know, I hate to waste cards. Let's see if I get lucky rolling. I'll just take another damage, although I really shouldn't just do that forever. I need 2 successes. Come on. Okay, there we go. I need to move this better so that it comes to the screen automatically. So that's 2 plus 2 is 4. So boom, beat the Jeweled Spires. And I can either delve 3 or get my lantern. I'm going to get the lantern again. And I get to draw 2 more cards. We'll see those in a second. And then, oh my gosh, a Filigree Clock. Gets me 3 cards if I beat it, but it's a 12. I have to ascend 1 every time I fail against it. Ooh, but if completed, I can get rid of an exhaustion or get my lantern back. But, gosh, that would probably take multiple attempts. But I would get 3 cards plus the ability to get a whole nother set of cards. Huh. Now let's come back and see what I drew. Cheat the system. It's a 2 wild. Before this action, you may move any amount of progress from any other cards to the challenge you are attempting. That's pretty cool. Or Mule Kick. +2 if attempting a challenge with no progress on it. Oh, and it's a red. I do have some red things to do. And then I got my lantern again. And I haven't had to exhaust myself yet, which is nice. So let's see. Maybe I use like Mule Kick on the Masterpiece or the Marionette. Save my lantern for next turn. I could do Mule Kick boosted by right in the soft bits. That would be 2 +2 for no progress, +2 more for the boost. That'd be a 6. Yeah, let's see that against the Marionette. Just try to have an easy win, hopefully, here. All right, here we go. I just need a single red there. Oh, my gosh. Wow. I guess I didn't need the boost at all. That was a great roll. So Marionette is gone, and I am delving 2 more. And who do I get now? The Great Stag. Ooh, any other challenges that deal damage to you deal 1 additional damage. It says any other, though, so not this one. So that's not too bad at all. And with me having no reds and that one being a little scary, I think this seems like a good time to go ahead and use Eclipse. So that's going to be a 5. I just need to roll 1 to beat it. And then I can discard up to 2 challenges. Definitely get rid of the Faded Way, which freaks me out. And then maybe that Filigree Clock. We'll see. Although actually I do have really good green cards. Maybe the clock is the one I keep. All right, see at least a red. There we go. Got 2. So that's 7. This is beaten. We get to delve twice. Ooh, the 3 fountains is a cool one. So it's an 11, delve 3, 1 damage. But if there are more copies of 3 fountains in play, I think there's 3 in the deck because 3 fountains, then I get to triple the reward for every other 3 fountains in play. So if there were like 2 of them, I would get to delve 9. But I also take extra damage when I fail it. So what I often like to do is take a few actions to get like a bunch of progress on the 3 fountains before more of them come out, and then leave it there and hope that a double comes out. Although Vainglory's ongoing power, this is always in effect, is when attempting a challenge, it gains +1 difficulty for every other challenge with the same name in play. Difficulty being this value up here, so if there were a bunch of fountains hanging around, they would all just pour water on each other and make themselves 12 or 13. But okay, I get to discard it to 2 other challenges. Definitely Faded Way. And then the Filigree Clock I think I can beat. And yeah, maybe it's worth it. The Masterpiece is annoying. Let's just get rid of him. Okay, and then I get 2 new cards. Another puzzle, the maze, and Bubbles. I got to fight the Bubbles? Or is this guy named Bubbles? So this one is a 7. I would, oh my gosh, lose cards if I failed it, but I get to delve a bit. If completed, complete all other copies of the maze. If failed, discard one additional card for each other copy of the maze. It is another one that gets better if I let more of them pile up. Oh, and then Bubbles is interesting. Look, if I fail him, nothing bad happens. He just gets discarded. If I beat him and he's pretty easy, it lets me delve 5, but he gets attached to Vainglory, which means you just flip him underneath like that. And 2 out of the 3 versions of Vainglory like having cards underneath them. One of them isn't too bad. The other one is horrific. Every card underneath means you have to beat her an extra time. So you don't know for sure if attaching cards to her is super bad or not, but clearly you want to avoid it most of the time. See, I think I might just like fight that for an automatic throwaway at some point. Oh, my lantern is gone, by the way. All right, so what do I want to do? I'm thinking I could like try to do that clock thing maybe. But I don't want to beat the clock until I get an exhaustion to redraw up to 8 cards, and then I can use it to get rid of them. So let's try this first. I'm going to do 3 with Unearthly Agility, 1 more boosting with Cheat the System. So that's going to be 4 versus 12, plus some dice. Okay, I got a single 1. So that'll be 5 versus 12. And the failure is I need to ascend 1, which is the opposite of descent. I take one of my little descended cards and put it there. Okay, now I know I can definitely beat the clock with coup de grace because I'll get 1 progress for free, and then this is a 6 if I'm attempting a challenge with at least 2 progress, so the 12 will be automatic. But when I get it, I want to be able to get rid of the exhaustion. So let's take the exhaustion first. How that works is I draw 1 of the 6 cards. In this case, it is consumed. This says if there are ever 3 copies of this card in play at once, you lose the game. And there are only 3 of them total out of these 6 cards, so you really have to build up a lot of exhaustion to get that. And then when you take exhaustion, you draw back up to your max hand size based on player count, which for solo is 8. So the coup de grace, unfortunately, is going to take 1 of those slots, so I'm only going to get 7 other cards. All right, so there we go. Got a lot of stuff. But I do have this, and I want it to be gone. So let's do the original plan. Coup de grace. So I get 1 automatically from my power, and then this is a 6. Don't even need to roll. Oh my god, I'm going to draw 3 more cards. Can I go over my max hand size? Yeah, I confirm that you can, because they even have a rule for if you have your entire deck in your hand. So I'm going to get 3 cards, and I can either flip my lantern or get rid of a exhausted card. I'm going to get rid of the exhausted card, even though it's not the worst one I could have gotten. I'd rather leave myself a lot of options for later in the game. So bye-bye filigree clock. It's replaced with, oh, a masterpiece. Okay. Okay, now I have way too many cards. Here, we'll just cover Asha for a second. This is a nice one here, Scout the Area. It's kind of like a weaker version of my Lantern. Before this action, you may discard a challenge you aren't attempting, which is pretty cool. But first, I think maybe I'll just defeat the bubbles for free. Because again, I can go in with no cards and just roll the dice, and I'm not going to get 5. Although, I guess if I got a 3 fountains or a trap before putting any progress on them, that would be a negative thing. So maybe I do this first. Maybe I go ahead and use Defeat's Trap, which is +2 versus the trap, so that'll be a 4. I think that's good enough to start. So 4 plus nothing. Still 4. That means with my power, it would go up to 5. So I am taking a damage. Although here, I could use this. Discard when any seeker suffers damage to prevent up to 2 damage, so I'm kind of wasting it a bit, but then I draw a replacement card. So sure, I take no damage. And now let's try the 3 fountains again with Snake Eyes. Before this action, add 2 progress to any challenge. I'm going to get the 1 free on the fountain, and let's go ahead and put 2 on the masterpiece, since its penalty is less bad than the maze. And again, I don't want to beat bubbles. And then 2 and 5 is 7. I don't want to beat the 3 fountains this turn. I want to save it for when another one comes out. So that's great. Okay, so 2 green plus 2 from Snake Eyes is 4. So that gets it to 9, and with my power, it'll become 10 whenever I try it. But I do suffer 1 damage, so I'm down to 7. Oh, and here, I've got this again. If I fail a challenge, yeah, I'm going to get my lantern, I think. There we go, lovely. Now I can actually fit all my cards. Should I use my lantern right now? Well, no. First, let's go ahead and try bubbles. So I'm just going to not play any cards. And I'm not even going to roll the dice because I can't get 5. So, whoops, I lost. If failed, discard this challenge, no other negative. I just draw a replacement, which, oh my gosh, is another masterpiece. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do Eclipse on the masterpiece. So I get a 3rd progress with Asha's power, plus 5 more. I just need to roll a 1 to avoid the 1 damage. And, oh, great. Okay, I rolled 2. So yes, masterpiece is dead, and I get to delve 3. Very nice. Oh, wait, that's right. I forgot. Whites are worth +2, so actually I beat him by even more than I thought, and black would have been -1. And once again, do I get to draw before discarding? Who knows? Oh, Hall of Memory. Oh, it delves for 4. You return the action you played to your hand. That's pretty good, but 11 is a ton, and losing a card each time you fail is really bad. I think I'd rather get rid of both of these and keep the masterpiece. They're not too bad. All right, and then we get... Oh, there's another maze. So I guess we could have kept one. And a noble combat. Oh, when another green challenge enters play, I have to send one. Oh my gosh, and he's got 2 damage? That's pretty nasty. Or at least it would be nasty. How about this? Blinding Flash is green for the noble. And if you fail the combat, ignore the penalty. And then let's sneak attack 2. So that'll be +3 versus combat. That'll be a 5. So I throw a flashbang in this noble's face and then stab him in the back. I got 2 more. That makes it a 7. Wow. And again, my blinding flash stops me from suffering a penalty. Now, actually, 7's a little bit better than I wanted to do. I've got this card Precision that adds 3 progress, and I don't roll. And then if I complete the challenge with no excess progress, I get an extra 3 delve. But because of my power... ha ha ha. My power says you may add 1 additional progress to that challenge. So yeah, here we go. I'm using Precision. I don't roll the dice. I'm not choosing to use Asha's power. So I exactly beat this guy, and I delve 3 more. So that'll be a 7 delve. Thank you, Noble, for telling me all the secrets of this little base here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's see. Yeah, I'm like... in the last quarter of the deck or so, I want to say. That's great. And who comes out? So I haven't seen another fountain. If I did, I think that would like take me all the way to the end. If Dreamfields, it failed attached to Vainglory. But gosh, it's a 5 delve. It's pretty darn good. Yeah, but at the moment I have no cards that would be especially good. What am I going to do here? I could try to go all out for the maze one. I could do 2 scout the area +2. Oh, actually, if I did 2... 4 for outside the box because it's +2 against a puzzle, and then boosted to 5. I only need to roll a 2 to beat it. But if I fail, I would lose the other 2 cards in my hand, which is pretty nasty. I could alternatively, although I'm wasting my chance of drawing another copy, but the deck's getting pretty low, so I might not anyway. I could do Scorpion Strike to beat the 3 fountains, and then I would get to draw 2 more cards and really increase my options. Yeah, all right, I'm going to do it. Hopefully I don't draw another 3 fountains. So I'm beating that automatically, don't need to roll. And it gets bonuses based on more being in play, but there aren't any, so I just get to delve 3. And then I'll draw 2 cards. Okay, the Beast Riddle. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that's like the Sphinx eating us if we get the riddle wrong. We're definitely not going to take 10 damage for the chance of delving 6. Okay, I get 2 more cards. Right in the soft bits. Okay, I can delve 1 before attempting a combat. That's pretty good. Oh, my coup de grace is back. But there's no green right now. That doesn't help at all. And darn it, none of them are blue. So I still kind of have the same choice with that maze one. Or I could try to fight the masterpiece, right? I could do like right in the soft bits by itself and see how things go, and then maybe Asha's dagger afterwards. Sure, let's try that. So before engaging in combat, I get to delve 1 for free. Nothing wrong with that. And then remember, the white is +2 instead of +1, but the black is -1. So I would really love to see a white here. Oh, and I get 2 reds. Okay, so that's 2 -1. So that's +1 over my 3. So 4 progress on our friend here. And then I'm down to 6 life. So we're getting near the boss, but the boss is really tough, so I don't love that I am quite hurt here. All right, let's make sure I kill this guy. So Asha's dagger says, after this action, unless your hand is empty, you may return this card to your hand, which I will. Well, I guess I will. I don't have to, right, if I'm about to exhaust myself. But yeah, so that's 2, and then I'm using outside the box, although there are some puzzles here. But... yeah, I don't want to take another damage. So that's 4, and I get 1 for free. So, I do have to roll crud, because if I get no reds and a black, I'll actually still fail. Since that would be an overall -1 to my progress. No, oh gosh, I got +2. Darn it. I need this bonus card again. So the dagger goes back to my hand, and I beat this guy and get 3 more delving. And yeah, there are very few cards left. Oh no. Oh gosh, this is something. What do I do here? I think I'm going to use Scout the Area. Don't want to attach the card to Vainglory. So yeah, I'm going to use Scout the Area on the maze. Now, sadly, neither of my other cards have blue. And then when I fail this, which I'm going to, I'm going to lose all of them. That's okay. I don't have any exhaustion yet. But Scout the Area says, before this action, you may discard a card you aren't attempting. Well, let's say I get rid of the Beast Riddle. I'm just way too scared to ever try that. Okay, and then I do roll to add more to the maze. That was a good roll. So that's 2 for my card +2. All right, so that's 4, and then I'll get 1 more, so that should be pretty easy to beat next time. But I do have to discard 2 cards, which is everything I have left, so bye-bye. But hey, at least I didn't get hurt. And what do we have here? Deadly Rose. Oh, if failed, suffer 2 additional damage for every other combat in play, which is none currently, but oh my gosh, 2 damage by themselves is already a lot. I don't even know if I need 5 more delving to get to the end. But I do need some exhaustion. Let's go ahead and take one. Oh, it's another consumed. Excellent. Okay, so again, if I get 3 of those, I die, but for now, that is nothing. There are way worse ones than that. I'm going back up to 8 cards. All right. Got a lot of green, blue, and white, and basically no red, which means I'm definitely not fighting that rose. Now, this one's pretty interesting. Cheat the system. Before this action, you may move any amount of progress from any other cards of a challenge you are attempting. So I think I could move the 4 to the Dream Fields, get my bonus to get it to 5, and then, yeah, let's do all of that. Okay, so again, I'm not sure about the timing. Before this action, and this is when you attempt a challenge, like, I would think that they would want Asha's thing to let you get the bonus on something else. I don't really know. So I'm going to be nice to myself, and then the designers can tell me I'm all wrong later on. So I'm going to say that this lets me move the progress over to here, and then I benefit from Asha's power to add 1 more because there's progress there. So that's 5 plus 2, so I just need a 1 blue or white. And okay, way more than I needed, but I'll take it. That's going to dig down a ton. 5. Let's see if I can get to the boss with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, darn it. So how it works is if you would ever have to put out a card to refill the well and you can't, then all the cards go away and you get to the boss. But I just exactly got to do 1 more thing. I guess that Great Stag one is the one to go for. Yeah, because all I've got is Mule Kick. But it's plus 2 if I'm attempting a challenge with nothing on it. So that's 4. I could boost with Unearthly Agility or Sneaky Feet. But I have a small chance of just beating it straight up, and then taking 1 damage from myself to 5 is not the worst thing in the world. So let's just try it. All right, so 2 will beat it straight up. Anything else? Whoa, that was not what I was looking for. Okay, well, I still get 4 for my Mule Kick, and then I do take a damage, which gets me to the halfway point, 5. And then I'm going to try it again without playing any cards, so I get 1 for free with my power. And I just need 1 or 2. Great. That works too. Where'd that roll the first time? All right, so this means that I do not have enough cards to complete, so all of these go away, and now we get to the boss. Let's show you how that works. So she has these 4 gauntlet cards, and at least in this version of the game, you always use the same ones. I don't know if that'll change. And they work like this. 3 of them, the blue, red, and green ones, when you beat them, they allow you to attack her with that action, because right now she is invulnerable. By the way, which one do we have? Oh, this is so lucky. This is the easiest one if you didn't attach anything to her. It's a 12 difficulty, which is pretty bad. She only hurts you if the die roll is a black. That's true for all 3 of her forms. And this says, if when completed there are any cards attached to Vainglory, discard 1 of them and reset this challenge. So I would have to kill her multiple times for 12, but because I never attached anything to her, I do not. So this one's going to be the easiest it possibly could have been, whereas some of the other ones don't care if you attach anything to her. So yeah, so to be able to hurt her with cards of a given color, I need to first defeat the little matching gauntlet card. And then there's also these handmaids, which don't get me anything for defeating them, except that if I would ever place 5 or more progress on Vainglory in a single action, it gets put on them instead. So there you are, straight up bodyguards for her. But yeah, once I beat her, and she's an obstacle, by the way, so she's a trap, an obstacle, or a combat, I think, depending on which card you're going against. Once I beat her, that's it. I win. And again, this is going to be easier than it should be. I got very lucky with my card draw. But yeah, all the rest of them are combat. So let's see what we got. Here, let's see. I'm noticing I've got Snake Eyes to add 2 progress to any challenge, which would let me just hurt her straight up. And then Coup de Grace would let me, if I can attack her with green, which would mean destroying the green guy first, that would let me turn a 3 into a 6. It's pretty darn good. Ooh, and this is if I fail a combat, ignore the penalty. Oh, this is if I fail any challenge, ignore the penalty. So I should be able to get a bunch of bonus effort here. And this one is plus 3 boost versus obstacles, which is what the boss is. Okay. Now, I have basically nothing to hurt the handmaids, but they have a nastier effect than the boss. So I think I defeat Beauty, so I can attack Sea of Dreams with green, and then I keep on hammering Sea of Dreams, and if a lot of the damage goes over the handmaids and they eventually die, hey, that's fine with me. So let's start out first with a Blinding Flash on Beauty. So it's going to be 2 plus a roll, and I ignore the penalty for failing. So just get her started. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's 5. Nice. All right, there we go. That was amazing. And again, I don't take any penalty. Okay, and then I want to use Snake Eyes. I'm going to add 2 progress to Sea of Dreams. And then I've got a 2 there. I get a free 1. So that's 6 plus 2. So I just need to roll a 1. And yeah, good roll. Okay, so I got Beauty. So they flip down. Some versions of Vainglory can even like flip them back up. But now I can attack her with green actions. Nice. Now the handmaids again are going to block pretty much anything I do. But hey, I got to kill them sometime, I guess. So let's just go wild and see if I can take out the handmaids almost straight up. So I'm going to do coup de grace on Sea of Dreams. So by the way, Sea of Dreams gets 1 progress automatically, I think. So here's a big one though. I'm doing 3 plus 3 because she has at least 2 progress. 6 plus 3 because she has an obstacle. 9. And that's all going to go on the handmaids plus whatever I roll. That's just how it has to be. So 9, oh my gosh, 10, 11, 12. And I didn't roll the black for Sea of Dreams to hurt me. So boom, 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 take all of that. And then, I mean, hey, yeah, why not? I'll just go ahead and say I'm attacking them. I automatically defeat them. And now they can't block for Sea of Dreams anymore. Yeah, this is going to be one of the easier games I've had. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, I've got 2 different attacks. And she just has a 50% chance of hurting me, and I still have 5 life, so that's fine. So I can attack her with this because it can be green or blue, so I can say it's green since that's the only thing she's vulnerable to. Adding progress to traps won't help at all. But the big thing is I get 1 automatic progress. She's at 4 out of 12. And let's see if I get any more. I got lucky, so I don't take her damage, and I get 2 more. So 2 plus 2 is 4 total. She's at an 8 out of 12. And then here we go, Sneaky Feet. I get another free progress. She's at 9 out of 12. I'm attacking her for 2. She won't even hurt me if I fail. So yeah, that's probably all she wrote. Oh, or maybe not. Oh, no, never mind. She's still dead because I put 2 on her, and then I can just attack her again with my power, killing her automatically. And that's it. So I had 5 health, 1 exhausted card. But clearly I got pretty lucky here. Especially with the Vainglory card, because, man, they're so much nastier. That one, again, is only bad if I had attached a lot of cards to her. Whereas, yeah, this one is a 21 plus 3 difficulty for every card attached to her, so not nearly as bad. But look, every time that she rolls a black when you attack her, you get another exhaustion. That's horrific. And then this one's super annoying. It's an 18. And if you fail here, then you have to heal one of these people. So you have to keep on killing her lieutenants. So I find these ones much tougher. I mean, even this one, if you have like 1 card attached, is not as bad as these just because her ability, her attack is so weak. But yeah, still got pretty lucky there. So that was a solo playthrough of the first set of Kinfire Delve. They have another one coming in next spring, another one coming in the summer. So you'll have up to 6 characters. You can play up to 4 players. And I should have a review of this one coming in a bit. I want to play it more cooperatively, 2-player, to make sure my thoughts are firmed up on that one. But long story short, I enjoyed it. It reminds me a lot of 20 Strong, actually, with different resources and powers and like trying to like make combos with your cards and stuff. But it is like that game, also fairly random. You can get way tougher or way easier cards. You can get way better or worse luck with the dice. So again, full review coming later. That's it for now. And at the end of some videos, we like to thank our co-op champions, our biggest supporters on Patreon. So I'd like to give a shout out to Minkus, J. Willie MF, and Steve Wren. Thanks, patrons, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you at the next stop.